Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to the online biology sessions Anand Medical Academy. In the last video session we had discussed about the simple squamous, simple cuboidal and simple columnar epithelium and their presence and their functions. Now we are continuing the same topic, that is simple epithelium. In this session we are learning the rest of types of simple epithelium, that are simple pseudo-stratified epithelium and other special modifications. Let us see. In simple epithelium, we are in the end portion. We are discussing the fourth type. The first type is simple squamous, second type is simple cuboidal, third type is simple columnar. In that ciliated also we included, whereas the fourth type, that is pseudo-stratified epithelium. Pseudo-stratified epithelium. In biology, generally, students feel that some difficulty at the terminology, different terms and pronunciation and all. If you understand the terms meaning, it is very easy. Suppose here we are going to learn the two different terms. That is first one is a pseudo. Many of you know some examples like a pseudopodium, amoeba. What is pseudo? False. Pseudo is executing here. It tells this is false. Then what is stratified? Stratified means complex. Complex. So we are discussing simple. We are discussing simple epithelium. In that, complex will not be allowed generally. But before this there was a name called false. False complex. False complex means what? Simple. It look like complex, but it is not at all complex. That is what the meaning here, pseudo stratified. Actually, on the basement membrane, the cells are arranged in single line, then it is called simple epithelium. But in this case, if you examine this type of epithelium under electron microscope, it mesmerizes your vision. Means it shows they have multi layers on the basement membrane, but actually on the basement membrane only one lining of cells are arranged. But here the twist is the arrangement of cells are one line, but cell size, some cells are slender and long and some cells are narrow and short, so that they look like one by one they are aligned, but actually they are aligned one after one. Let us see the magic present in this type of tissue. On the basement membrane, generally columnar cells are present. Pseudo-stratified is another type of a columnar. Generally in the columnar cell, the nucleus is present in the oval shape and it is also located at the base, not central. And the next type of columnar epithelium is very short actually. Compared to this, it is short, and here the nucleus is circular and centered. Observe. And alternatively, another columnar cell is present, that is long and slender, and the short columnar cell is present. It is present beside it, not over it. Understand? Again, it is another one is followed, that is a long columnar and it is a short columnar. One long columnar and one short columnar cells are arranged. Its vision is look like overlapping. So they may appear one by one, but actual alignment is one after one. So as they are showing a false vision, we had termed them as pseudo-stratified epithelium. In pseudo-stratified epithelium, main character is, if you see, this is long columnar cell and this is short columnar cell. Short form I have written. The long columnar cell has oval and basal nuclei. The nucleus is single in the both the cases, but whereas in the long or lengthy columnar cell, nucleus is oval shape and bottom, whereas short columnar cell, nucleus is central and round, or circular or round. Round and central. This is what the difference. About the surface appendages, whether it is the free surface or ciliated or any other things are there, let us see after some time. But one should understand that why it is placed separate even though all the cells are columnar. Answer is, in generally simple columnar cells, all the cells are length is same, whether their surfaces are different, no matter. But here lengthwise each and every cell is different. That's why they are placed out of the simple columnar cells and termed the name pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified means what? False complex. It look like complex, but originally it is simple. Long cells have a oval shaped nucleus and a base, and short cells have a circular nucleus at the round. In the microscopic examination, when we are observing this type of a slide, so it's look like complex, means one after cell, one by one, many cells are there, okay, it appears, but actually it is not. Let us observe some different types of simple pseudostratified epithelial cells. According to the surface, the first type is free surface pseudostratified. Free surface pseudostratified means what? Above the basement membrane, all these types of cells are there, just like one long slender and a short slender, the long and short, but as I executed the nucleus there, they appear. The surface is very free, they do not have any folds, they do not have any cilia or any other appendages, very plain surface is there. Such a type of epithelium you can find in the sperm duct. Sperm duct means in the male reproductive system, the major duct which conduct the sperms, in that sperms are travel and reach ejaculatory part. It is also called vasa deferens. It is also called vasa deferens. In second year, first lesson human reproductive system, this point will be recalled. Now, in the second case, ciliated surface. I hope you have a basic idea how the cilia are present on the surface anteriorly. Ciliated surface. Above the basement membrane, the same types of cells are there. One is long slender, another one is short slender. Guess the nucleus present in the short slender is obviously circular, clear, whereas in the long slender is oval shape at the bottom, whereas it is center. Now on this surface you can see cilia is present. Don't think that the cilia is present on the longer cells. In shorter cells, anterior surface also cilia is present. Such type of pseudostratified epithelium is called ciliated pseudostratified epithelium. This type of epithelium is located in the upper respiratory tract. Upper respiratory tract, mainly trachea. You may think that, sir, already you have given the trachea as example for ciliated columnar epithelium. Then what is this? This is also columnar epithelium. So it is a combination. In the upper respiratory tract, mainly in the trachea, this type of cells are present, and these cell linings also helps us movement of mucus towards upward direction. Now the other type in the pseudostratified is stereociliated pseudostratified. This is absolutely different than any other simple squamous epithelium. You may not find this type of epithelium in squamous or cuboidal or columnar. Entire the simple squamous epithelium is surface free, nothing but it do not have any appendages, free surface. Whereas in the cuboidal, microvilla is there, ciliated is there. Otherwise in columnar also, microvilla is there, ciliated is there. But pseudostratified only having, that is stereocilia. What is stereocilia? On the surface of the cells, on the basement membrane, longer cell and shorter cell. longer and shorter cells were there. On the surface, cilia is present just like this, but the size of the cilia is very minute. Minute cilia is there. It is not at all microvilli. It is also cilia, but it is present in lesser size compared to this. That's why it is called stereocilia. Such a cilia is present in the cochlea of inner ear. In the inner ear, hearing organ is there. That is called cochlea. This cochlea is lined by this type of epithelium. And other place, in male, epididymis is present. Epididymis. So epididymis is the place where sperms are coming out of the testis into a duct-like structure in which sperms are stored temporarily and also nourished. So these are the different types of examples according to the surface of pseudostratified epithelium. I hope you understand. In the specialized simple epithelial cells, glandular epithelium comes. What does that mean? Glandular means what? Secretion in mode. Glandular epithelium. What is glandular epithelium? Specialized simple epithelium. So, in case of simple epithelium, there are four types of that: squamous, cuboidal, columnar, or pseudostratified. Among the four, which type of cells can be specialized for the purpose of secretion means only two, either cuboidal or columnar. If you understand why it is became special, means generally the normal function of epithelium is lining or absorption or reabsorption or movement or transport the material. But here entire the glandular epithelium is secretory in function. What does they secrete? Let us see. According to the number of cells, this glandular epithelium is two types. One is unicellular glandular epithelium. Means a single cell itself secretes something. Let us see what is that. You know very well, in the columnar cells, some cells are modified to secrete mucus, right? Such cells are called goblet cells. Goblet cell are also called mucocyte. So here one should observe that how many cells are secreting. We are talking a criteria, that is number of cells. Clear? Not amount of secretion. Number of cells. How many number of cells are participating here to secretion? Secretion means what? Release. So only one cell is participating. That is what is called unicellular glandular epithelium. Example, goblet cells. On the other hand, multicellular glandular epithelium we have to discuss. Multicellular, it seems, suppose here one cell is there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9, 10, 11, more than one. So many cells are there. All these are cuboidal cells maybe, or columnar cells, whatever. So all these cells together give some chemicals. This chemical is nothing but a secretion. Maybe gastric juice secreted in the stomach, maybe intestinal juice, like that. So example, gastric glands, intestinal glands, etc. So here the difference is, no matter about what they are secreting, only matter you have to count the number. A cell itself alone, one cell itself can secrete, that is called unicellular glandular epithelium. Example, goblet cell. Here the cell is which type? Cuboidal type or columnar type? Certainly columnar type. On the other hand, multicellular glandular epithelium is there. In that many cells are secreting, that may be gastric glands or intestinal glands. In that, if in case of intestinal glands, they are columnar cells. In case of gastric glands, they are simple columnar cells. But in case of intestinal glands, they are ciliated columnar cells also. Why? Because they are also having goblet cells. Either side of goblet cells, a normal columnar cells also secretory in function. Intestinal enzymes or gastric enzymes can be secreted. In the human digestive system part time, this point helps you understand. Clear? Next, this is number of cells accordingly. On the basis of mode of secretion, if you see the second type, that is mode of secretion. Suppose this is a gland. This gland is secreting something that may be a chemical into a particular part. This is called target. So a gland secreting something that may be chemical into the target part by the help of a particular duct. That means what? Tube-like structure. Tube-like structure is called a duct. It's not a straw-like structure, a duct-like structure connecting gland and its a target. So that entire the secretions of a gland directly goes to only the target part, not anywhere. Such glands are called duct glands. Such glands are called duct glands. These duct glands are secreting a chemical is called enzyme. We can call up enzyme is secreted by which type of glands? Duct glands. They are also called exocrine glands. Exo means what? Out. Out of what? Out of blood. Their secretions are not giving into the blood. Their secretions are giving into a duct. Through duct, they are reaching into their respective targets and do their actions. That's why exocrine glands are also called duct glands. Most of the digestive glands are all digestive glands comes example here. Comes as a example here. Salivary glands, gastric glands, intestinal glands, pancreas, liver, all such type of glands are example for exocrine glands. On the other hand, some glands, if it is the target, they release into the blood. Where does exactly blood is present? In the blood vessel. Then the secretions given by the glands carried by the blood and transfer into their targets. Here blood acts as a mediator. Means a gland secreting their chemicals into the blood and blood travel along with the blood they are travel into their respective targets. Such a type of cells are called endocrine glands. What they call a endocrine glands. Here endo means what? Inside. Crine means what? Secretion. So gland secrete inside. Inside whom? Inside the blood. That's why they are called endocrine glands. Are also called ductless glands. They do not have duct, so that they are called ductless glands. Here we talked about mode of secretion. Their mode of secretion is through duct. Their mode of secretion is without duct. So without duct they are called endocrine glands. Example for endocrine glands: pituitary gland, hypothalamus, next epiphyseal gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, adrenal gland, and gonads like testes and ovaries. All this comes under example for endocrine glands. Let us see both the examples in detail. Exocrine glands, example digestive glands such as salivary glands, gastric glands. Don't confuse. Gastric glands I have given example here and here, but this is according to the number of cells. This is according to the mode of secretion. Next, intestinal glands. Intestinal glands. Next, liver and pancreas. All these comes under example for exocrine glands. The exocrine glands secretes a chemical is called enzyme. Next, endocrine glands, if you see, pituitary, hypothalamus, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, gonads. Gonads means what? Reproductive glands, nothing but testes in males, in females case ovaries. So some glands are exocrine glands, some glands are endocrine glands. If you see here, I have written pancreas, right? The pancreas, which is located in the abdomen, related to the digestive system, but Some part of pancreas also act as endocrine. Some part of pancreas also act as exocrine. Means pancreas is called mixed gland. What was that? Pancreas is mixed gland. Why I called up here pancreas as a mixed gland? It has enzyme secreting part as well as hormone secreting part. What is hormone? The chemical secreted by endocrine gland is called hormone. The chemical secreted by exocrine gland is called enzyme. So pancreas secretes both. That's why the one and only mixed gland in our body is pancreas. These are the two different types of criteria we called up from the glandular epithelium. So that according to the number of cells, unicellular glandular epithelium is there, multicellular glandular epithelium is there, and the examples also we have mentioned. Next, on the mode of secretion, there are two types of glands are there, duct glands and ductless glands. Duct glands secretes enzyme, they are called exocrine glands. All digestive glands are example for here. Whereas the ductless glands, they do not have a duct, they secrete chemicals called hormones. Such hormones, what are the chemicals secreted by ductless glands? Hormones. These hormones secreted into blood, through blood they reaches their targets. So example, pituitary gland, epiphyseal gland is also one of the example. Epiphyseal gland, this is also called pineal gland. Epiphyseal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, thalamus, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal and gonads. In pancreas is mixed gland. So endocrine part of the pancreas is islets of Langerhanses. In the time of chemical coordination of the human physiology we will recall it. So other than these two criteria, one more criteria is there, that is part of secretion. Let us see the last part. Okay guys, everything is fair about the classification of glandular epithelium head. The first one is according to the number of cells. There are two types, unicellular and multicellular. So a gland may be single cell or many cells it may. And the second criteria is mode of secretion. The mode of secretion, exocrine glands who secretes enzymes, endocrine glands who secretes hormones into the blood. Now the last criteria, that is depends upon the part of secretion. Part of secretion, let us see. Depends upon the part of secretion, it is three types. One is apocrine. Second one is merocrine. Third one is holocrine. As of now, the terminology helps you that to understand crime. Crime. Crime means what? Secretion. Apo means what? Apical part. Suppose if this is the cell, the apical part only can be secreted. Means this part as a secretion it goes off from the main portion. The entire cell is main cell. The entire cell is not secreting. Apical part. Apical means what? Tip. A tip will be secreted. That is called apocrine. Tip of the cell will be secreted, not organ or tissue. A tip of the cell will be secreted as a chemical. Such cells are called apocrine glandular cells. Example, mammary glands. Mammary glands, in that, which type they are? Apocrine type. On the other hand, merocrine is there. If you understand the merocrine, if this is the cell, in the case of apocrine, apical part has secreted, but here no part is secreting, but chemical is secreting through diffusion. Means no part is secreting. Mero means what? Diffusion. So by diffusion, the chemical is secreting through the plasma membrane, but not any part is dispatching from the original. So this type of cells are nothing but producing sweat. So they are called sweat glands. For us, the sweat is produced, so that is also secretion. Which type of secretion? Merocrine secretion. They are also modified some type of epithelial cells. Let us see holocrine cells on the basement membrane. the cell is present, whereas entire the cell is coming out as a secretion. Such type of cells are called oil glands, sebaceous glands. Oil glands, they secrete entire the part of the cell. That's why they are called holocrine cells. Holocrine, total will be secreted out. In case of apocrine, some portion, that is apical part, is secreting. That's why it's called apocrine. Example, mammary glands. Merocrine, in this case, secretion of chemical without dispatching of any part. So no part is contributing as a secretion. Just through diffusion, chemical passes out. Example, sweat glands. Third one, holocrine glands. In that oil glands example, means entire the gland as a, means entire the part is secreted as a secretion. So these are the different types according to the part or portion of the secretion. Another different types is also there, but NCERT is not demanding that are according to the number of tubes, simple or complex tubular. This is a very vast. No need to discuss all such things. According to the NCERT, this is more than enough. You just follow the notes and do assignment. I hope you understand, guys. In the very next class, we will going to finish the complex epithelium and also cell junctions. In epithelial cells, between the two cells, some type of junctions are there. How many types of junctions are there? How does they help the tissue? Everything we will disclose it. Thank you.